And my parents, I think my mom didn't want to get pregnant no more, so she was like, Negro, you sleep in that room, I'ma sleep in this room. So then it was me and my brothers and sisters, and boys in that room, girls in that room, and bunk beds. It looked like a modern day slave ship. And so I don't know if in a black family, you don't know if we all there at one time. Right. I had sisters that, somebody got arrested. I got sisters that was having babies, so they moved out, and then Keenan went to college, and Damon, who knows what Damon did? Damon probably ran away and did something crazy. So it was like in and out, but the family home was always there.
So what was it like for you being the baby? Because there's expectation. The mom's like, okay, when you have older siblings, they look after the baby. They basically raise the baby, the older kids. Yeah. Was it like that for you and your family?
Yes, but no. My mother was very, hands-on, but there were certain things like she didn't do. Like my mother at a point, she stopped cooking. We became like elves. Like if she stopped cooking, she stopped cleaning. Everybody had a day. Right. My mother had basically a cleaning service. I had to do laundry. I would take all the 10 Negroes' laundries on my back. No, we didn't have a cart. Right. The laundromat was like 5 blocks away. My friends used to call me Black Santa Claus because I would have this laundry and I would take 10 trips back and forth. Doing the family laundry. Right. My mother raised us to be independent. I had a day in the kitchen. It got to a point. I was like a gourmet chef. Keenan and Damon would come home from California, and I'll run to the store with my brother Sean, and we go get food. And my gift to my brothers for being so good to us, I would always cook them something. I had my daddy's big drawers on because we were poor. And my brother used to say, Keenan, you can see your little ding-ding through the hole, because my father had a safety pin. Right. And because we was poor, and I would just be in there chefing it up and cooking them French toast, and Sean would always have that seat right next to Keenan, and I used to be so jealous because I used to want that seat, but I was busy cooking. You know what I mean? That was my contribution.
What was the typical meal like for 12? Because your mom and dad, and you got 10 brothers and sisters in the house. So how much was being cooked? What was being cooked?
Whatever we had. Depends. Some days you had steak. Some days we had chuck. Come on, man. It wasn't no sirloin. No wagyu. No ribeye. Ain't no A51. None. It was chuck, ground chuck, and we put some peppers and onions on it. But most of the time, it was what we had. My father was funny. Me and my brothers be teasing because my dad. My sister became like vegan. She went to Wesleyan University. She came back and she had this vegan diet. And my father was like, that's a great idea. So now we was vegan and everything was rice. And he would look in the closet and there'd be nothing in there. And he'd be like, whatever it was. We have some string beans, we got some cornbread, and we got some lard. All right, and rice. We're gonna have a nice cornbread, string bean, lard rice. And
that was it.
We would mix it up. Me and my brothers were so poor. I remember one time, my sister Nadia created this meal called moolah mush. And it was basically flour, salt, pepper, water, and lard. And you cook it up and you make it like a little pancake. Okay. And we call it moolah mush. We didn't have the good cereal, the moment that you have Frosted Flakes, brand. Nigga Puffs, wheat Puffs, like it wasn't Sugar Crisp in the bag, the big ass bag. It wasn't super sugar crisp. No, we had the dry ones that you had to add the sugar in till your water, until your milk got gray. Like we grew up poor. I wouldn't take back my childhood for nothing. As hard as it was. You know what we had? We had love. Mm-hmm. And when children have love and they have that security, and I had something that a lot of people on my block didn't have. I had a mother that cared for us, and I had a father. The importance of a father, a man that is there. There was times I'd be like, nigga, why don't you leave? My mama, curse this Negro out every day. I thought my father's name was motherfucker till I was like 9 years old. I'm like, hey motherfucker, can I get some money for school, please? My mother, frustration, poverty. A lot of their arguments was poverty make people argue.
Yeah.
So it was the security, and my mother wanted what's best for her children. I'm not mad at my mama for arguing with my daddy. I just accept on school night. Say this shit for the weekend so I can
good night rest.
good night rest for school. And you wonder why I'm bringing home D's. And so my parents argued a lot, but they stayed together. And I think that was important for my family. Growing up in the projects where there's a lot of broken families, the difference between my family and a lot of families out there, we had a father and a mother. My mother used to watch us from the windowsill. There's a black windowsill. My mama had black elbows. Light-skinned woman, black elbows. Why? Because my mother would sit there on the windowsill with her elbows and watch her babies play all day. All day. Kenan, don't do that. Don't cross that street like that. Sean, nope, don't you fight that boy. You know he too big for you. Damon, don't you kick that cat. What if that cat kicked you? Would you like that? My mother would discipline us from the window. Because she cared. My father, we knew we had to answer to two things we had to answer to. My father and God. And we feared my father more. Because God don't have a belt. My father, he whooped our ass so bad that his belt was tired. His belt was like, and I hate when he pull out that ironing cord. I used to hate that. But we used to always laugh. We used to listen to each other get our ass whooped. And then my sister, we'd come out crying and we'd have welts all over us. And my sister would be like, well, that's all I got to say. Hey man, this is a real fire. It's hot.
We knew you were going to come.
I didn't know it was a real fire. I thought that was like some...
No, that's not. That's real.
One of them bullshit ones in campus. You got a real ass fire here. Maybe it's the E in this. What's this called?
Shea by La Portier.
It's the Shea by La Portier. That's what it is.
Let me ask you this.
Yes,
how
sir.
different do you think your life would have been had you not had 9 other brothers and sisters, including yourself? Let's just say for the sake of argument, you got 4. Do you think, because I think it was really hard. Your dad probably, you say they argued a little bit. I don't know how much, but let's just say for the sake of argument, there's only 3 kids. Do you think it would have probably been easier with the argument your father to leave, but because he's like, I can't leave this woman with 10 kids?
My father wasn't left with 3 kids. My father was God raised my father. You know, my father didn't have a father like that.
Okay.
You know, God raised my father to the point to where my father knew the Bible so well, he could quote scripture. I need a scripture on love. Corinthians 13:7, chapter 4. Love is patient, love is kind. My father knew that book why? He said, because God's in that book. And my father died, he said, if you ever want to know me, get to know my father. Whenever you miss me, I'm in that book right there. So sometimes at night when I can't sleep because my daddy gone, I pick that book up and those words scream to me. And it's my father talking to me. And my mother was different. My mother was like, she wasn't Jehovah's Witness. My mother was like, she's Baptist. And mamas would tell me, no, let me tell you something. God ain't just in that book. Because his Bible was like the king, it wasn't like, because you know, the Jehovah's Witness got their own version.
Yes.
You know, it's translated. My mother's like, no, the King James Version. What about the Quran? What about, there's God in every book. So if you ever want to find me and I'm gone, I ain't just in the Bible. I'm in every book. So now I can't even pick up green eggs and ham. Mama in that book too.
Mama
ham
all over the place.
Ham, ma spelled backward.
When I look at you guys, for the most part.
So my father wouldn't have left no matter what.
No matter what. 1 kid, 10 kids. 15, he's there.
Let me tell you something. My daddy, Howard Wayans, was a man. So much so that my daddy raised kings. You know, we are successful because we was raised right. We had a mother that loved us and a father that protected us and respected, and we had something to answer to besides them, God. My parents did a great job. How do you get all these successful children? My parents did a great job, and then Kenan was the pioneer to go, this is what we could do. But my parents Howard Wayans and Elvira Wayans, they were them. I have a special Good Grief on Amazon Prime right now where I pay homage to my parents. And, you know, that was a very hard time losing my parents. Killed me, broke me up.
How about this? Did you have an appreciation for your parents then like you do now? Because a lot of times when you're going through it, they're telling you things, man, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm a kid, you know, so forth and so on. I don't think I had the appreciation. I understood what my grandmother and my grandfather was doing for me, but I didn't get an appreciation, a true appreciation, till I left the house and I got on my own and I could hear everything they had ever said to me as a child being replayed in my head.
I think in some cases, yes. I think that, like my mother used to always give us business advice.
Okay.
My mother would be like, you gotta buy this, you gotta buy real estate. When my mother talked, she told you like this, something about the way my mama talked. It was just very annoying. And I'd just be like, I don't like the way you said it. You know what I mean? Like, you know you right. She'd be like, you see that house, that abandoned building, Keenan, you need to buy that. Marlon, you see that crack house right there? That crack house is gonna be worth millions. You see that abandoned building where the prostitutes is coming out of? Damon, you need to buy that. She tell us this in New York City in the meatpacking district. Do you know them crack houses is now townhouses that's worth $15 million?
Yes.
You know those buildings that was probably worth $1 million that the prostitutes was sucking ding-a-ling in?
Yeah.
That building's probably worth $50 million. My mother was brilliant. My parents were very smart. And I always respected my parents because my daddy taught me a scripture in the Bible. And I actually get a tattoo across my chest. You honor thy mother and father, for thy days on this earth will be longer. And what that scripture means is basically, man, trust that God gave you great parents. Trust that whatever journey they give you, that you have to honor them. Mm-hmm. I don't care if your daddy wasn't in your life. Maybe your daddy knew he wasn't shit. And he decided to go, but at least he made you. Even in that case, I'd be grateful for my father. The scripture is just about being grateful and honoring. I honor my parents now with my walk. As a father, I honor them. I take care of my kids. I'm a man. Mm-hmm. I am a man. My brothers are men. My father raised good men. My mother raised good women and good men. And we take pride in our family. You know what I mean? And I honor my parents, and I always have, to the point when my mom lived on the West Coast, I'd fly home every Monday. After a gig, I don't care where I was in the world, I'd fly home after a gig. I'd be tired as shit. As soon as I get off the plane, hey woman, get dressed, we going on a date. Oh, where we going? Don't worry, we going. I want some steak. All right, well, let's go get some steak. I want that Wagyu. It's Wagyu, man. I don't care what it is. I know it's $250 a steak. I go take her to eat. I pick her up. And my mother would put her walker down, and she put all that 270 pounds on me, and I'm walking lopsided, and my mother's walking with pride, like my baby got me. I put her in the car, or I throw her in because she was heavy. And then she would laugh. She'd be like, you always throwing me in the car. And I put my mother's seatbelt on her. I would snap it. I drive to the restaurant. I hold my mama's hand. We'd laugh. We talk. We get out that car. The valet would come to open her door and pull out her cane. My mother said, no. Don't do that. My son likes to take care of me. And then I would open the door for her, and then I would grab her. I would take, and she would hold me. We'd walk to the restaurant. We'd order her food. I'd order her a little bit of sugar, just a pinch. I order something healthy because she had diabetes, and then I take her home. And after I took her home, I drop her off. She make me go get her mail. My mother, she walked the wheels off before. Go get my mail. Come on, mama, you ain't got nothing but sweepstakes and bills. I know, but I could win something one day. So I get her mail, and that would frustrate me. And I'd take her, she'd get in the elevator, and I'd tell her when she get home, I'll say, when you get on that balcony, you come outside, let me see your face before I drive off. And I would sit there and I'd wait till my mother came out, and she'd be on the balcony like a little schoolgirl. I'm safe. And to see her glow, that she went on this date, and this romantic date, because my mother was a romantic. My father, unfortunately, wasn't. But her boys, she raised us to be romantics. And as soon as I pull off, I get that phone call from my mama. I had a wonderful time. You sure know how to date a gal. You must get you a lot of ass, boy. I do all right, mama. I do all right.
So let me ask you, as far as dressing, because most of you guys are kind of very similar in stature. It's not like one is 6'5", 300 pounds, and the other is 5'7", 135.
Yeah.
So you probably was wearing Dwayne and Keenan and Damon. So did you get any new clothes?
No. And this Damon's right here. This Sean, these Keenan shoes. I still ain't got my own shoes. No, sometimes I would. My mother on Easter, she would scrounge up some money and give us like $100 to go get our own little Easter outfit.
Okay.
So that, and then my dad would give us a little bit of money for like school clothes, but only in the beginning of school.
Yeah.
And it was like, he'd give us like $32 and we have to go get 3 outfits. I mean, one time me and Sean was like, forget the outfit. This when Shell Toe Adidas was back out. We came with our Shell Toe Adidas, we were so happy, and my dad said, where's the rest of the clothes? We wear what we got. We always wear hand-me-downs anyway, but you take those back to the store now. I took them back to the store. We came back with the Adidas with no shells. And we had a pair of pants, and we had, we feeling ourselves. We had a shirt now, okay. And we thought my dad be happy. Where's the rest of the clothes? We got the clothes. This is all the outfit we need. We wear this 5 days a week. We'll swap, me and Sean. No, he took us down to the supermarket, got us those freezer sneakers. You know the ones that be by them in the meat section? Yeah. Them big boys. They sell sneakers in the supermarket, and these had no grip. And they had, they had no arch support. These shoes, and we wore the brakes off these shoes, and when he bought us corduroy pants, we had like 13 outfits. Yeah. And some shitty shoes. And so that's why, as a grown man, like I don't own a lot of like jewelry and things like that. I own a lot of clothes. Right. I buy clothes and shoes. I own 1,500 pair of sneakers. And I own a lot of clothes. I used to work in clothing stores because I used to dream. I worked in Barney's, New York. I worked in Foot Locker. I worked in US Athletics. I worked in Athlete's Foot. I loved clothing, right? My whole life. Right. I loved clothing because I was like, one day when I get money, I'm gonna dress nice. And then, now I have like a lot of clothes, and now I'm 52, and I'm like, I don't want none of this shit. I'm selling all my clothes. I'm getting rid of all my sneakers. I want to live a minimalist lifestyle because I just want to enjoy the really valuable things in life, which is life. Not stuff. Right. I can't take stuff with me. Ain't none of that I can take to heaven. I just want to enjoy, collect as many smiles as I can, do as much great work as I can, grow as an artist, a man, grow spiritually, and just become the best version of Marlon that I could be.
The days are warmer, the walks are longer, and one easy way to help your dog shine this season is with fresh, healthy food from Farmer's Dog. Farmer's Dogs makes fresh, real food and delivers it right to your door. Recipes are developed by vet nutritionists, made from real meat and veggies, and proportioned just for your dog, making it easy to say goodbye to burnt brown balls. Feed your dog real food with real benefits. My Pomeranian Teddy loved the stuff, and his coat has never looked better. It's smart, healthy pet food you can feel good about feeding your pup. And it's the best option for your dog of all life stages because it's not kibble, it's not canned goo, it's real healthy food. And it doesn't matter if your dog is young or old, it's always the right time to begin investing in their health. That means more happy, healthy, full years together. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food from farmersdog.com/Shay. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to farmersdog.com/Shay to get 50% off. That's farmersdog.com/Shay. When did you realize that all those sneakers, all those clothing didn't really make Marlon Wayans happy? When did you have that epiphany? Where were you at when you sat down and was like, damn, I got all of these shoes. I got 1,500 pair. I got clothing, this, got this, whatever. I ain't happy with this ish.
I think when my parents died. When my parents died, it gave me a clarity of what what life really means. None of that stuff means anything. You can't take it with you. My mother collected everything. She has all the pictures. She can't take it with her. The only thing she could take with her is the smiles. That's all. The love. That's all. That stuff, it don't mean nothing. Who we trying to impress? That's not going to do nothing. You know what I'm trying to leave behind? Smiles. So that's why when I'm on a set and I'm doing comedy, yeah, I will do absolutely anything damn near. Light myself on fire for a laugh. Because when I'm gone, I'm leaving behind smiles. And every time somebody smile on something I did that was classic, that's why I don't make comedies. We try to make classics. 30 years later, you could watch a Wayans Brothers something, and you still gonna laugh like it's your first time seeing it, because we don't do jokes, we do classics. I want to leave behind, that is the legacy, smiles. I watch I Love Lucy, and I smile. Right. I watch The Honeymooners, I smile. I watch, all these great artists, and I watch his specials, and I smile, and I laugh, and they're living through that. Mm-hmm. So those are the things that's important to me, not stuff. To the point, Shannon, I got robbed. And it's funny, I realized I ain't got shit. There was nothing to take.
They broke in your house and got mad.
These niggas should have bought me something. Came over and gave me, here, at least take this bottle, man. I didn't have shit. They, you know what they took? My guns. That's all they took was my guns. The guns I would have shot them with.
Had you been home.
I've been home. Is the only thing they took, because I ain't got shit. I ain't got no watches. I ain't got no change. I ain't got shit. Everything in my house that's valuable is heavy. You could take the house, go for it. Put that on a flatbed truck, go for it. You won, my G, but I ain't got shit. But the only thing that's valuable to me is the smiles and the lives. And those are the things I'm gonna die for. I don't care about the stuff. Take all them sneakers. I don't give a hair. I'll put them in boxes for you.
Right.
Leave them by front. Take them. Trying to get rid of all this bullshit, because none of it means anything. I ain't got nothing. I got the valuable things. I got these smiles, I got these laughs, I got these jokes.
Were you guys always funny? Where did you get that sense of humor? Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Because it's hard to have so many people from one family and all of you are comics, comedians, you tell stories. Did you guys always have this ability?
Honestly, yes. Everybody in my family is funny. I got 4 sisters y'all ain't never seen. These women are hilarious. Like, you could just sit around them. They funny as hell. And they ain't got to worry about getting canceled. So they say whatever, whatever the fuck on their mind. They just say it. They funny, man. My mother was brilliant. My mother was the funniest person. My mother could walk in a room, assess the room, and like the Terminator, she sees every flaw that you have. And in a snap, she could talk about you like a dog. She smile on your face. As soon as you walk away, yeah, that bitch, she had the jokes.
Awful what she had.
She had the jokes. And my father was silly. But he was annoying.
Right.
But he wasn't funny, he was silly. And so I think what happened was my father was being silly. He got on my mother's nerves. She cursed him out and that was funny. Then they had sex and then they made us. And that's the formula for how the Wayans was crafted. But then everybody in my house was funny. And then Keenan showed us he unlocked the superpower. It was like, oh, when I saw Keenan on The Tonight Show, Johnny Carson, I was maybe 6, and my brother, we had a black and white TV with an antenna that was broken, with knobs that wasn't working. We had to turn it with a can opener that we put on it, or pliers. Yes, and we had a hanger hanging out of it. My whole family in the kitchen gathered around this table looking at Keenan on Johnny Carson. And then after Keenan did his set, Johnny Carson called him to the couch. Because that's when NBC, Johnny was like, he's funny.
Right.
And when he called you to the couch, you was getting a deal.
Right.
So when Keenan got called to the couch, man, it was like we won the lotto. We was like, yes, Lord! It was like like something out of Good Times. Oh, Lord, we done did it. Damn. And we was so proud. But in my head as a little boy, I sat there and was like, oh my God. Because I used to have dreams of doing it, but I was like, oh my God, you mean I could actually have a dream and I can make it happen, my brother is on TV right now. And right then and there it was like, I don't have to dream no more. This is my new reality. So from there, me and Sean, we've been studying comedy since we was 5 and 6 years old. We watched The Honeymooners. We watched Abbott and Costello every Sunday. We watched The Three Stooges. We watched everything because we used to dream, one day we gonna have our own TV show.
Right.
And one day we had our own TV show because my brother showed us that we could do it. And then the dreams is reality. Simple.
Was Keenan always one of your biggest role models? Because I tell people all the time, I never looked outside of my house for a role model. I had my brother and I had my grandfather.
That's what I said.
So every man, the only man that I ever wanted to be like was my brother and my grandfather.
Absolutely. I am the luckiest kid alive. You know, I grew up in a house with 5 legends. All the people I wanted to be like was in my household. Keenan, Damon, Kim, Damon, my mother, my father, my big sisters, you know, Deidre, Elvira, Devon, Nadia. They all, Kim, they all raised me. And I'm so lucky that I had those examples in front of me and to be the baby, because I get to go, I'm gonna do like that. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna do that Hollywood thing. That crack thing, I don't think that's a good thing. You know, crack didn't work out good for Dwayne. But this acting thing for Keenan, boom. I get to make the choices of what works and what don't work. But even my big brother Dwayne, we were lucky. All my heroes was in my household. And I always say, how lucky am I? If people can die and come back as something, I suggest you came back as me. I had a stellar childhood. I knew Eddie Murphy came to my projects when I was 8 years old. We sitting there, Eddie Murphy, the biggest star in the world, because Keenan was working with him on Raw, and he had a deal over at Eddie Murphy Production, So Eddie Murphy was in our house, and I remember he had these cowskin pants on. And every time he sat down, me and my brother Sean would go, moo. You in the mood for some steak tonight, Sean? And we cracking jokes, and my nephew Craig just kept punching Eddie in the stomach. And Eddie was like, hey, Keenan, come get this kid. And we snapped on Eddie all night. And God bless Eddie Murphy. God bless that man. Because his pants cost more than everything in my household, including us. But he never struck back. He gave us autographs. You know, he said to Marlon, go be great. To Sean, be free. To Craig, when you get older, I'm going to punch you in your face. I known Robert Townsend, still like a big brother. I known Robert since I was like 7, 8 years old. You know what I mean? I had legends in my household. He used to come over and play a fake trumpet. The first time I was ever on stage, we was out in California visiting my brother Keenan. He flew us out one winter on an airline. This when he first started getting money. He had a little house in Hollywood on Fountain, and he put us on this plane. We ain't never been on a plane before. All we knew was the projects.
Right.
He put us on this plane, Sun Airline. It wasn't, he didn't put us on Delta.
No.
It wasn't American Airlines.
No,
he put
United.
us on Sun Airline, which is basically like Spirit's little broke-ass brother. We get on an airplane, and it takes off, and the wing catches fire.
Uh-oh.
And then the other wing catches fire. And we ain't never been on a plane before. We looking out the window like, hey guys, look at the jets.
It's on fire.
No, we didn't know it was on fire. We thought that's how it's supposed to be. We was like, this is a rocket ship. And they go, everybody put your seatbelt on, we're gonna make emergency landing.
Damn. That was your first time on a plane, and that's what happened.
Yes, but we didn't know. We thought that was supposed to happen. And then we came out to California. Robert was doing a set at the Improv, and he was doing this character, uncle character, old man. And he brought me, my nephew Damien, my nephew Craig, and my brother Sean on the stage, and he did this sketch with us. And that's like, those are like great memories. Like I grew up on a set of Robert Townsend's Partners in Crime. He would give us jobs. He would let us write sketches. I'm writing sketches At 12, 13 years old, I'm featured in a sketch. We had easy listening hip hop. You know, he let us be in sketches. I met John Witherspoon. John Witherspoon was playing the drunk at a cowboy scene, and he was like, "Them niggas is coming," and he was running. We was like, "That's a funny dude. When we get a show, that's gonna be our father." I had a wonderful childhood. I can only do legendary things because I was raised by legends.
By legendary people.
Yes.
As a former NFL player, I know a thing or two about high performance, and that's why I drive the BMW 7 Series. This car has everything I need. It's big enough, comfortable enough, and luxurious enough to meet even my high expectations. When I'm behind the wheel of the BMW, I'm not just driving a car, I'm driving legacy. What I love most is the precision engineering, cutting-edge technology, and unmatched style. Whether it's spacious interior, the powerful engine, or the smooth ride, BMW makes sure every detail is on point. I trust BMW to deliver the ultimate driving experience, and I know you will too. So why wait? Head over to BMWUSA.com. Check out models like the sporty X3, the all-electric i4. Build your dream car today and join me in experiencing luxury and performance that only the ultimate driving machine can offer. Keenan's off doing this, so Keenan is having success at a very, very young age. So what?
Actually, no, not too young. Keenan was about, I think, when it all started happening for Keenan.
How much older is Keenan than you?
15 years.
15 years. So he's 67.
Yeah.
So when you're like, so he's 24, 25 when you.
Yeah, he's about 27, 20. When he really hit was like 28, 30 when he did "I'ma Get You Sucker." And then when Living Color, hit, he was just off.
So what were you like in high school? Got a big brother that's making, but he's having not the success like he had with Living Color, not the success that he has "I'm Gonna Get You Sucker," but he's having some level of success. What were you like in school? Did you like, man, my big brother out in Hollywood, later for y'all?
I was cocky. I knew I was gonna make it. Like in high school, especially, come high school, and I was in performing arts high school.
Okay.
It's funny, like my brothers was famous by the time I got to high school, right? They were doing stuff. Hollywood Shuffle came out my freshman year of high school. And I remember, because I went to performing arts high school, and my dad, Joe Witness, he was a homophobe. He didn't want me to go to performing arts high school because he was watching Fame.
Yeah, okay.
This nigga thought I was gonna be Leroy. Like, he didn't want me wearing tights and I don't know, corner, I don't want you doing that. And he said, you can't go to that school. And my brother Keenan, he was about your size at the time. He said, he's gonna go to that school. He said, he's not going to audition. He said, I'm not gonna let your homophobia stop that little man's dreams. He's gonna go to that audition. And if he gets in, he's gonna go. If not, then you're gonna have to answer to me. And I got into school. Wow. And that was the day I realized my dad was a bitch ass nigga. Cause
Keita bugged the
shit out of him. Yeah, so yeah, I had a level of confidence, I wouldn't say cockiness, I just knew. I knew what it was gonna be. I knew my brothers were successful. Hollywood Shuffle, then "I'ma Get You Sucker." We used to wear the "I'ma Get You Sucker" jacket in school. Right. My friend Omar Epps used to borrow it from me. I remember going to college. I'm in college. I'm at Howard University, and Living Color's on the air. I'm in Living Color's brother at a black university. Sunday comes, everybody stops what they doing. We run like roaches. We run to our thing.
Everybody in front of the TV.
And watch that TV. And then when it's done, came out laughing and we talk about it. And those was so much so that the professors sometime at Howard, this is why I left. Well, there was a lot of stress. They be teaching all these classes and be like, let's talk about minstrels and buffoonery. In Living Color, is it a modern day minstrel? You gonna put this, is it Marlon? And I'm like, you put me on blast, and I'm in school, and I'm like, then after class, brother wanna hand me a script. Here, can you get that to Keenan for me?
Oh, he done tried to clown you in front of the class.
Then give me a script. You don't get your ass out of here.
That's the way you left? I read your GPA wasn't that up to.
No, first, let me take a shot. I'll keep it real. We gonna talk about some hard questions, Let me get a shot of this. I will tell you, my GPA, I was very smart until I got to college. And it wasn't that I wasn't smart. It's just that I didn't apply myself. My first semester, I got a 1.6 in classes. 1.6. But I had a 3.8 in partying, right? I could party my ass off. I learned how much to drink, how many hits of the weed before it made me dizzy with the combination. You know what I mean? Who's gonna give me some? Who wasn't? I remember I brought that grade home, and Keenan was paying for my college. He said, "All right, well, you ain't gonna mess up my money. You pay for your own college now." I said, "What?" I started sweating. I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta pay for my own college." And so from then on, I pulled in 3.6s because it was my money.
Right.
I wasn't gonna mess that money up.
Yeah.
And the reason why I left wasn't because, first of all, my brother hated the fact that I went to college. They was like, "Come join the family business. Come join the family business. We have In Living Color on the air." My brother Sean was like, "Yo, let's do our sketches. Let's do this." I was like, I said, no. I said, "No." I said, "I love you, but I gotta be me. If I do it y'all way, I can't be me." You know how hard it is to come after Keenan and Ivory Wayans, Damon Wayans, Kim Wayans, Sean Wayans, and then Marlon. And the only thing that I had was my own life experience. I had to do my thing differently. So I wanted to go to Howard to learn to be a man outside of my brothers, to be my own. For me, it was like Michael from The Godfather going to the army. I know there's a purpose for why I'm going to do this, but I need to go do this for me. And I remember I wrote my brother Sean like a 10-page letter. And I was so sad because I knew what we were supposed to do, but I knew he thought I was going back for a girl. And I was like, no, I'm going back to get Marlon. And so I went back, I got a 3.6 GPA. I did some film projects, and I was like, all right. Then I got more money. And people think I was gifted more money. I wasn't. I wasn't even on the list.
Right.
Damon wanted Kadeem Hardison.
Right.
Now, mind you, I'm auditioning for stuff. I'm getting movies and turning them down. I got like 5 movies, turning them down to go back to school. Then that More Money audition came, and Damon was like, "Look, nigga, I don't want you. I mean, you could work, but I ain't gonna get your hopes up high and have you committing suicide when you don't get this part." He said, "I want Kadeem Hardison, but Kadeem, he's doing a different world, and I ain't got different world money." And then, so there's this kid, Claude Brooks. He got little ears, but he looks like me. He got pretzel ears, but he looks like me, and the studio likes him. So if you're gonna come in, you better come with that thunder." And he said, "No, I don't want you to worry about making these white boys laugh. Don't worry about the studio. You worry about making this nigga laugh, because I don't find nothing funny." And I knew what that meant. In order to make Damon laugh, he wrote his words. Damon wanted me to bring the writer out. So I had to sit there and punch up what he wrote. And if you look at my script for More Money, I had all these different notes, never the black, always the red, never the black. I came up with all these improvs. I barely did anything on the script. And when and Omar was on there, Omar Epps, my best friend to this day, came on the audition with me. He was like, "You got this." He's like, I don't even know why the fuck I auditioned. He's like, "This is yours." I went in that audition, I blazed it. And Dane was like, he never gives you credit. He goes, I said, "Was it funny?" He goes, "You made the white boys laugh." "And you got the part." And I was like, oh shit. And that's when I left Howard, because I was like, I'm on my way to do what I love to do for a living, and I'm making money doing it. And that's when I was like, fuck your school.
In the beginning, did people feel that you got roles, or Sean got roles, or anybody in the family got roles because of your big brother?
Till this day. And I laugh.
They still don't want to give you credit for the work that you put in.
No, they just, haters gonna hate. Haters is gonna hate. Hate is a business. It's a big business in hate. You can hate, but you can't discredit my accolades. You don't know my journey. You don't know, I wasn't just some dude that got put into stuff. I need you to go look at the credits. I've been writing movies since I was 19 years old. Me and Sean created Wayans Brothers when we was like 20, 22.
Right.
Don't Be a Menace Scary Movie, me and Sean and Keenan wrote that. Scary Movie 2, me and Sean and Keenan, with a few other writers. But these are ideas that we came up with. Sean came up with a lot of these ideas. Scary Movie was like, Don't Be a Menace, Sean came up with. Sean don't get enough credit. Scary Movie, Don't Be a Menace, White Chicks, those are Sean's ideas. Me, I'm an executor. We executed together. I know funny characters. I know how to do situations. We all have gifts. And Keenan, he knows how to put it all together and see it from a macro point of view and work the shit out you. Let me tell you something. They can hate all they want. All my brothers do is lend me opportunity. And that's a gift and a curse. Because when you're our age, see, when they came up, you got 30 years, 20 years to make it in comedy. You found your point of view. You've been on a stage. You know how to make people laugh. You can sit on a couch and you can make people laugh when you're doing Johnny Carson. You can go in any room and kill it. You learn how to act. You had 20 years and now finally you get this opportunity. Me and Sean didn't have 20 years. We got pushed into Hollywood 17 and 18 years old, and all we had was instincts from being from a funny family. And then over time, that's why first seasons of Wayans Brothers, we was just gunning. We didn't understand story. We didn't understand how to fix things. We just knew we were funny and we had to make it funny. And then season 3, you watch it start. Yeah, because we started getting better, right? And then if you watch the progression of the movies, we started getting better. Now, at 52, I finally have 30 years in the business. So everything that I've done for me and all that learning, now is my time. You gonna judge me? I want you to judge me now because I'm 5 specials in working on my 6th one. I'm a different animal because I'm not just a comedian.
Right.
I'm a damn good actor. I act the shit out of, I can act. I got pain. I could, when y'all see my dramatic work that's coming this year, y'all gonna be like, yo, I'm telling you, now I have 10,000 hours logged in 5 different disciplines. I'm a monster right now, bro. Like, and I see it. I could do characters. I could do deep character. I can do characters dramatically. I could do them funny. I can do so much. And now I'm gonna showcase all that. Everything else was learning. So yes, my brothers gave me opportunity, but there was a gift and a curse.
It absolutely
and it was a very hard ride for me and Sean. And you know what got us through is our work ethic. Because my brothers wasn't easy on us. My brother, we got to In Living Color, they was like, we ain't writing for Keenan's little talented brothers. And this Keenan Damon saying that shit. I thought that was a record. I'm serious. Me and Sean, every sketch on Living Color, the Def Jam sketch, Shabba Ranks, Mr. Ugly Man, me and Sean stayed up, Snuff and Rome, stayed up. We spent the night at In Living Color learning to write. Spent the night, because nobody would write for us. We spent the night there writing those sketches. And then when they got on, we had to go execute them. Nobody wrote for us. We created our TV show. I remember when we left In Living Color because Fox was syndicating the show and it was hurting Keenan's pockets. And Keenan was like, nah, you ain't gonna do this to me. And my family said, fuck this money. And we all left In Living Color. There's an episode of Living Color where we got black shades on. It's a Christmas episode. Jamie Foxx is singing, he's singing, hang all the mistletoes this Christmas.
Yeah.
And me and my family, we got black glasses on. And we sitting there like this as a family.
Right.
Because we protesting. And we going, you ain't gonna fuck my brother. We a family. You touch one, you touch all. Your money, I'm sorry. They was offering us big checks, $70,000 checks to stay on that show. I'm still a brother after this. No, I'm gonna support my brother. And we all left the show. And that's why season 5, it got weird. It got Bismarcky and God bless Chris Rock. He came at the wrong time, but and as brilliant as he is, you couldn't save it because the eyes of the show is gone. You understand?
The heartbeat of it.
Yes, the eyes, the vision. You can't replicate Wayans shit, and anytime they try, you're gonna fail. They've done other movies, you can't. People taste that shit, that ain't Wayans. Can't do what we do because you ain't got my life experience. You don't have my point of view. You didn't grow up with the people I grew up with. You don't understand how life has carved me as a visionary. You can't take the flavor, you can't, I could give you all the seasoning.
Right.
I'll give you all what's in it. You don't know how much to put. You don't know what kind of flour. I'll give you the right flour. You don't know how long to cook that chicken. You don't know how much of that garlic powder you got to put in there. I'll give you the hot sauce. It's Frank's. I ain't gonna make you be able to make my chicken. And that's what comedy is. And with my brothers, when we left in Living Color, I had $700 in the bank and $900 in rent. I was broke. And me and my brother Sean was looking at each other like, what are we gonna do now? My brother Sean was depressed. He would sit in the room with lights out and he played Christmas music because whenever he get upset, because Christmas was a happy time, was it? When we get upset and they play that Christmas music, and I would come down with them. We always had a bottle of Diet Pepsi, and when they had the 120 ounce of Diet Pepsi, and I would sit there like we did at Living Color, and he had a brand new computer, and I was sitting there working on Wayans Brothers. And then one day he came out the room in his robe, and he said, "What you doing, stupid?" I said, "I'm working on a TV show." And the first thing he read was, "Interior, outside." He said, "Stupid, how you have interior, you outside?" He said, "Move over." And then we sat down, and we created our show, Wayans Brothers. Nobody gave us nothing. And my brother, when we did Don't Be a Menace, Keenan made us do 26 drafts. 26 drafts. And then the director, when we finally shot the movie, me and Sean would cry. "Why are we doing another draft?" "We're gonna do it again, and ain't ready yet." Then the director didn't get comedy, messed the movie up. We screened the movie, it got terrible ratings. Miramax is like, "What are we gonna do?" Keenan's like, "I can fix it. I need $1 million and I need 10 days of shooting." Bet. Keenan said, "Okay, I got the budget. I know what to do. Now you guys gotta write a movie." "What do you mean?" "I'm gonna write a whole new movie. You fucked this one up." And in 1 week, we had to write a whole damn new movie. So much so that I couldn't even think of anything. I took some hits of weed. Me and my boy got high, like me and my boy Xavier. I passed him the weed, and he took it, he coughed, and he threw up. Damn! And fell on the floor. And I looked at him, I said, "Hey, nigga, pass that shit." And we put it in Don't Be a Menace. So we wrote all these different sketches, the grandma's breakdancing, all these different sketches that getting jumped in, that became the movie Don't Be a Menace. And hadn't we did the 26 drafts prior to that, we could have never showed up to put together that draft in 7 days and do what became the classic Don't Be a Menace.
Right. You said he
Damn, I got stories. Shit, I need a second. Damn.
That was...
I look at my face in the mirror and I don't know I'm this old.
You mentioned that Keenan made you write it. Rewrite it 26 times. I can imagine the length of time that you and Sean spent coming up with the first script.
Yeah.
And then to rewrite it.
Yeah.
And to rewrite it.
Yeah.
And then say, "You know what? Y'all messed it up again, so guess what? I got $1 million from Miramax, and we're gonna do it again."
Yeah.
Did you like, "Man, come on, Keenan, bro"?
The whole time.
Let's just roll with it.
We wanted to fight this nigga. I was like, "Sean, you get the legs. I'll kick him in the chest." We was so mad. But you look back and you go, "Oh, I see why Yoda made us do those things."
Mm-hmm.
And now we're Jedis.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know how to do it. Now I know I sit there and I talk, me and Robert Townsend, we have talks, and Robert's like, "Damn, little bro, you really on your, yeah." And he's like, "I'm so proud of you." And to hear that, from my brother Keenan, like, "I'm proud of you, you're doing great work." I worked my whole lifetime to be able to hear, "I'm proud of you, you're doing great work." My brothers don't give me.
Pass out compliments.
No, they don't laugh. I go, "How'd you like it?" I put it on, and when something funny happens, they go, "That's funny." Damon just goes, And to hear them go, "I'm proud of you." When he watched God Loves Me, Damon said, "You know, Ugly, you did something different. You took one topic and you went in for a whole hour." He said, "I don't think a lot of niggas are special, but that was special." He said, "That made me, you inspired me." I was like, wow. And that's how I knew I was on to something. Keenan was like, Damon said your special was brilliant. I watched it, and he was right. He said, good job, beautiful work. And so I know I'm doing the right thing, and it's not an accident. I've been trained in ways that they don't even know.
Right.
Y'all, I could tell you story after story. This is 33 years of cooking. I'm telling you, this next level is we going for the shiny things. Yeah, they gonna see it.
NFL Week 1 is here, and a new season means new ways to get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Fans have spoken. We want to bet touchdowns. DraftKings heard us and is delivering. DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $250 in bonus bets instantly, plus 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. DraftKings Sportsbook app, use code Shannon. That's code Shannon for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. Offer ends 9/19, only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Let's get back to Living Color. I didn't realize till we were researching this, In Living Color was only on 4 years.
Yeah.
That might have been the greatest 4-year run
Ever.
in the history.
Ever. That show should still be on. That was a staple. That should have been
like
an
Saturday Night
institution.
Live?
Yes. It's an institution. You know what's funny is in Living Color, I think Damon and Keenan were inspired by Saturday Night Live, and I think Keenan was like, they never have me on, and Damon had just gotten fired from there. And he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna take all this funny shit that I have, we're gonna do it on this show. And he took all these funny, crazy sketches that they wouldn't let him do on SNL, and they did it on Living Color. And to this day, you know, I've never done SNL.
Really?
I've done Daily Show, never. I guess I'm not hot enough, but, you know, I love the fact that, you know, I'm always gonna be in Living Color alumni, right? And one day, sometimes I look at God and I go, if that opportunities don't come for you, it's not for you.
Right.
And maybe it's God telling me, create my own show,
right,
do my own sketches. And I could, and I will. And I just feel like everything is God. When it don't happen, don't be mad. God's writing your story, so trust him.
We had Tommy Davidson on.
Dawg, that nigga. Now we get into the good stuff. I need another drink. No,
he said,
hold on, why you not drinking your own sauce? You got me up in here drinking the evil juice, and you was sitting there watching me.
Okay, well, hey, I didn't think you wanted but a little, you know, let's toast.
I'm gonna sip this one. To success, man, to success. Go talk.
Shannon, let's have this thing up just so you can get some promotion too. Go back.
Yeah, right back. Perfect.
Yeah. Tommy said,
should we light up a cigar? Hey, I don't
think we can smoke in here.
It's okay. Damn. All good.
Tommy said, and I didn't realize.
By the way, love Tommy Davidson. Big bro. Like, he, to me, underrated. That boy should have been one of the biggest movie stars in the world.
Yeah.
Tommy Davidson is brilliant. Let me tell you how dope Keenan is. The fact that your eyes for talent, that you could make and see talent and greatness in all these people you assembled on the cast. Tommy Davidson, Jim Carrey, David Allen Greer, Jamie Foxx, Kim Wayans, Kelly Caulfield, Steve Parks, my brother Sean, me, even the babies, J-Lo. J-Lo was just like a dancer and a singer, and Keenan was like, you should do more. He knew she was special, knew it. J-Lo, Carrie Ann Anaka. If you look at all the writers that made it in Living Color, and they would complain when he made them work. But just like when we did those 26 drafts, it prepared them for their evolution and their greatness as writers, because this is what you gotta do. You gotta rewrite. Somebody has to work you, and you may not like it, and you may resent it, but look at how you're eating. Keenan was a visionary. And Damon, that's what taught me the eyes. Damon, the most magical talent, him and my sister Kim. But Damon as a comedian, I used to watch this man go on stage, and the only thing he wanted to do was he'd go up there and he'd be like, and go behind the curtain. I'm doing the invisible comic. Watch as I scratch my nuts. And he's just playing with the audience because he don't care.
Right.
He's like, I'm gonna use this time to say fuck you to the audience because now I can create without your judgment. It's the reason why Damon don't do stand-up nowadays. He feels people are too judgmental. And he's right. You can't say it no more. I need to speak my mind. Damon could do characters. Damon could do monologues. He'd tell you the joke, then show you the joke. He talked about his pain. Handicap bully came from somewhere. Damon was born with a handicap. He had a club foot.
Right.
And so he came out with Handyman, which is from something that was painful. He created art. Damon is one of the most brilliant comedians ever. You don't understand, I got to watch this.
Right.
I watched Jim Carrey like TV. We'd tell him, do Jack Nicholson. He'd do this character, do that character, do Vera DeMarlo. He used to make us laugh. Me and Sean, we'd be peeing ourselves. David Langria, one of the funniest dudes you ever wanted to meet. Kim Wayans, what a special talent. This is why sometime in Hollywood I get a little upset. Because there's no way, Kim is like Black Carol Burnett. She's only marginalized by what Hollywood deems they want to make or they feel is a special talent to be celebrated. Kim Wayans is a great writer. She graduated from, with honors, Wesleyan University. She's a brilliant writer, amazing actress. She has a brilliant one-woman show. When I tell you, I came from greatness. I know greatness. I was touched by greatness.
Grew up with it.
And not in a perverted way.
Y'all made fun of that man's foot.
Huh?
Y'all made fun of Damon's foot.
Yeah.
Come on, man. The man got a...
We call that shit a hockey puck, a golf club. Not even a good one. It's the P. Yeah, it's like a pitching wedge. Or the one, yeah, we made fun of. That's all we do. We talk shit. My whole family, we make fun of each other. That's what we do, but we have a great sense of humor.
Right.
But more than that, we have a great life. We laugh a lot. We laughing our way through this lifetime. I hope other people do, you know?
In living color, Tommy said you guys dropped that during halftime of a Super Bowl. Got 20 million views. And then the next thing you know, the Super Bowl and the following year, the NFL dropped Michael Jackson.
Yes. What had happened was, Keenan and Eric Gold and those guys came up with the idea to do the halftime show because they had bands, marching bands playing.
Yeah.
And Keenan they was like, they got with Doritos and I think Pepsi, somebody else, and they was like, we're gonna steal the audience. And Living Color was at its biggest.
Yes.
And it was like, we gonna take that audience and bring them to In Living Color, and did a special In Living Color halftime show. All the viewers scattered, left the Super Bowl, went to Fox, watched this hilarious live In Living Color episode. Damon got in some trouble because he always gonna improv something weird. He said some joke about Carl Lewis. I think to this day, Carl Lewis is still mad. David Langria said, homie, he's gonna long jump into your asshole. So we stole the audience. And the next year,
They had Mike.
they was like, y'all ain't never doing that again. And they paid the biggest star in the world to come do the halftime show.
Do you think that was the beginning of the halftime show as we know it for the NFL?
Absolutely. So, hey man, all you guys make Usher, Dr. Dre, J-Lo, all you people that are doing the halftime show, hope you got a big check. Thank you, Keenan. Thank you, Living Color.
Do you think, like, when I look at Saturday Night Live and I look at In Living Color, and you said because Keenan, I think Keenan was on there once, wasn't he? Wasn't he on Saturday Night Live?
Oh, nope.
No. And Damon, you said Damon
was on.
Damon was on. He got in the...
And baby, that's why, Damon was bad. That's why when I used to go to school and they used to immediately put me in detention. I was like, why would you put me?
But damn!
Because we saw what Damon did. If you're anything like that nigga, then you take that seat. Damon was bad. And, I think on Saturday Night Live, he was bad.
Right.
He did a character that he wasn't supposed to do.
Right.
in Mr. Monopoly. I remember the sketch. And we was like, why is Damon doing that character? Because he was tired of not being able to do him. And he got fired for that.
Wow.
And so I think after that, he was actually allowed to host again. And I think once again, he did something he wasn't supposed to do.
Damn, Damon always going to get the
back. Damon crazy, but he brilliant. Sometimes, man, brilliant people, it works for him, man. He's brilliant. I would never put a chain on Damon. You let Damon be free. Damon is a magical, a unicorn, man. He's so talented, so funny. His instincts are great. Love my brother, man. He taught me the stage. He taught me not to be afraid of that stage.
Jim Carrey played your brother, the oldest brother, Keenan. I think the greatest compliment that anybody can pay.
Yeah.
He said, I wouldn't be successful without your brother.
Yeah. I wouldn't be successful without my brother either. I think a lot of us wouldn't be successful without my brother. I think my brother, well, it's different for me. I was nurtured. So I still think because I had their guidance and their nurturing, I was going to make it regardless.
Right.
Believe me.
You had been around them enough, he and Damon, and been in that family enough.
Yeah.
You was going to go out there, you was going to carve your own way.
Yeah. But
Jim needed this opportunity in living color. When you're watching
and
Jim,
you credit not just Keenan, you got to credit Damon.
Damon, okay.
Because Damon did Earth Girls Are Easy with Jim Carrey, and they were friends.
Okay.
And Damon was like, yo, Keenan. Damon was Keenan's right-hand man.
Okay.
That's his lieutenant on Living Color.
Okay.
That was his right-hand man.
Okay.
Damon and then Kim. Kim was a soldier in that room, always writing her sketches. Everything Kim did, for the most part, she wrote and created. So you got Keenan was like, he's like, you got to trust me. This white boy is funny. He's like silly putty. He twists himself up. He could suck his own dick if he tried. This white boy crazy. And Keenan was like, okay, let me see him. And then Jim went, and he had Hollywood didn't want him no more because he did this thing called Duck Soup that bombed. Or Duck something, Duck Factory, and it bombed. And so they were cold on him, so the network didn't want him. And then Keenan saw Jim in the audition that Damon brought him to, and Damon was bigging him up. Keenan was like, he's hilarious. And then from there, he put him on, and he let Jim buck wild. And Living Color was a playground.
Yeah.
Keenan always said, don't just do what's on the script. He made us all writers. Have something in your back pocket, because when we do second take and third take, don't do the same thing. The audience can only hear the joke one time, and it's going to get diminishing returns, so they want to hear something different. And so that's what we did. Keenan was a star maker, is what I'm saying.
Did you know Jim could be what he became?
Yeah, I knew. I knew Jim could be what he became. I knew Jamie could be what he became. I knew Damon. I knew everybody on that set could become anything they wanted to be. Rosie Perez was the choreographer.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
For In Living Color. And Living Color was filled with great people, hand-picked people with good vibes and good energy and love. My family, we come to set, we hug each other. You see the love my family has. We have love. That's why I oftentimes, when it comes to people and they talking their nonsense, they talking their shit, listen, I try not to engage, right? Because I know I'm not about the goons and this and that. I got love. I got people that die for me, lots of them. And I don't want to engage in that because I'm loved. So I'm loved enough to step back from it because I know if I'm in a fight, man, there's going to be a lot of hands in there. You got the nephews, you got the cousins, there's a lot of Wayanses. And I just go, you know what? I'm loved. So when you get to a Wayans set, you feel love.
Yeah.
You see, we love each other.
Tommy said that. Tommy said every time you guys come on set, you hug each other, you kiss each other.
Yes.
He was like, damn, I wish I could have had that in my
And
family.
he did. He did in my family.
Yeah, from your, yeah.
In my family, Tommy comes on to this day. Tommy had a birthday party. I pulled up. I love him. I love all my tribe. I love them for life. All of them will tell you, I show up. I show up. And when you come in our world, we love you. David Andre will tell you, we love. Period. Nobody ain't gotten. Only people that don't know us got something to say. But anybody that experienced us, like, they love.
I had Tommy on. Tommy said that, like, he and
Damn, Tommy talk a lot.
He does. He did. Tommy said, like, he had a great relationship with J-Lo. They would speak when they was on the show. You know, they went to dinner, they did things. And then when she kind of blew up, she kind of like brushed him off. I know you can only speak to his personal experience, what you've experienced. Have you experienced something like that? What's your relationship with J-Lo? Or have you experienced something like that where someone started out, they were kind of small, they got big, and then all of a sudden they really didn't know who Marlon was?
I don't know. Maybe they had something personal going on. You know, Jamie and J-Lo. I can't speak on it because I don't know.
Not Jamie.
Tommy and J-Lo. You know, maybe he had a J-Lo joke somewhere. I don't know. And you know, you never know what could start that type of thing. But from my experience, you know, J-Lo blew up, and when I saw her, it's always love. Always, hey, how you doing? How's Keenan? Right? Always been love. She's never been like, oh, I'm above you now. She's never been like that. In fact, my role in Air, you know, she told Ben Affleck, he was like, I need a good actor to do this role, and I want somebody good looking to play George Raveling. She's like, I need this.
Right.
She said, what about Marlon? He's a great dramatic actor. And so Ben called me and was like, will you do this role in my movie? And it was a great role, and I was like, bet. And J-Lo was the one that was like, yo, you should hit Marlon. So, and then I went on press tours, and I saw her and Ben. We sat at the same table at the Golden Globes, and love, all love. You know what I mean? There's no like, you know, but look, it's hard for everybody to always give you attention, especially when you her. You being pulled this way, you being pulled that way. Everybody, you want the cameras here and the this and that. And so I don't take it personal. I just go, maybe she busy. I'll hit her at another time. But I don't know what her and Tommy went through. I love J-Lo. You don't understand? Going to a Living Color set, see, everybody credits like Puffy with finding that J-Lo was fine, right? He's Christopher Columbus. I'm Magellan. I knew
You
that.
already been there.
You
already knew that.
I knew that ass was round, boy. Watch me on the set of Living Color. And back when we doing all the beats, and I'm just looking at her butt like, man, that's a lot of bunkie right there. But she was beautiful little Puerto Rican girl to me when she was just, J-Lo's always been beautiful.
Right.
And to see her talent and see her blow up and see her become a brand. Y'all from my alma mater. Hey man, love. And one day, you know, I sit down and go, one day, you know, we'll work together. I love that. I love the fact that I go, oh, there's something for me to work toward.
Right.
Because everything is full circle. You know, it's like everything is full circle. In fact, I remember I got the role in Nutty Professor as Dave Chappelle's role. And my character's name, his name was Sweet. This is during the Def Jam era. I said, his name is Sweet Booger. And he had a saying. Every time he crack a joke about, you know how Sweet Booger say, you better get out of here. And so I had this character, and they thought it was hilarious. And then, at the same time, we had the screening of Don't Be a Menace, and it didn't do well. And then we had to write that movie. And Keenan was like, well, I was like, Keenan, I got the role. He goes, okay, you can do that role. And you can make Eddie's movie funny, or you could do the work on Don't Be a Menace and do your movie and make your movie funny. But you can't do both. Wow. I cried. I cried. He always had these heartbreaking things, like these things that he would show you, and it was like God talking, right? And it's like this purgatory I'm in, and I'm just like, I want to do this, but I have to do this. And I chose to do Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah, you should have.
I know, you understand, to work with my idol, Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
You understand what that meant for me. Right. I love me some Eddie Murphy. There's Richard Pryor, Damon Wayans, Eddie Murphy. Those are my three GOATs right there. And you can mix them up and pick one. I want to do that movie so bad. And then, years later, I get the opportunity to do Norbit. And it just said Buster Taps. And that's all I had written. Right. And once again, going back, remember Mo Money?
Yeah.
I wrote all these jokes down. Remember Don't Be a Menace? We wrote the whole thing in a week. I'm a writer. Sat there. Buster Taps. I watched Jane Fonda. I watched Billy Blanks. I said, what would a great tap dance class be? And I wrote a whole routine of a tap dance, power tap dance class.
Right.
And I get to set, and Brian Robbins, who now runs Paramount, he directed the door, but he was like, Eddie's gonna be in makeup for 5 hours. We're gonna shoot something. So what do you have? It says Buster Taps. What do you have? I said, I got this little thing that I worked out. Can I try it? He said, okay. I got the class. I said, y'all just do everything I do. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. I stepped and poof. Gotta wipe it off. Power tap the clap. Power tap the clap. Here come the cops. They taking me to jail. And I did the class. I did a 20-minute class. They were sweating. Brian Robbins was like, hold on. This is hilarious. We're filming all this. 5 hours. Brian filmed the whole class. Eddie comes out, a trailer, dressed in his makeup, and he gets to the screen, and he goes, Eddie, we got something we want to show you. And so he shows me the scene, and I left the room. My idol's in there. You know, the dude I knew since I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Marlon Be Free. I left the room, nervous. They start the thing, and all I hear is, oh! 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 When Eddie laughs,
right.
He roars.
Right.
Oh! I look in the room and he's smacking the chair at what I'm doing. I stepped outside the room. I don't know where the east was, but I looked to the east. And I just prayed and I just thanked God that I got to make my hero laugh. And being that I didn't have that opportunity before, but now given the journey that it all comes full circle, that I get to make Eddie Murphy laugh. I made him laugh. We did a scene together, and I said something out there. You know, look at your big old orange ass. Look like the great pumpkin. Make a nigga go turn a nigga to a werewolf. Woo! Something, and Eddie were, and I made him break. I was like, that's how I knew. I was like, I'm on to something.
Right.
So everything is full circle. Everything happens for a reason. Everything is divinity, and everything is God.
Let's go to this. You were in Above the Rim with Tupac.
Yeah, my guy.
You had a very, very close relationship with Pac.
That's my man. That's my guy. That was he was. What happened was, I knew Pac for a while because, like, okay, Omar was my best friend. Is my best friend. Omar Epps, and him, and my other best friend, Mitchell, were doing Juice.
Okay.
With Tupac. Okay. So I was come up from Howard to come to the set to hang out with them. So I met Pac that way.
Okay.
Then, when I moved to LA, me and Jada Pinkett became great friends.
Okay.
Jada Pinkett and Tupac went to the same school
Performing
together.
arts school,
right. So we had like this clique of performing arts high school ghetto kids. And then I got the role of Boogaloo in Above the Rim. And I got to work with Pac. And we hung out, like, on set. We cracked up, we laughed the whole time. This man would go work all day, smoke his weed. You know, he always high. That trailer, we shared a trailer together. I swear, I had
you got a contact?
Contact the whole time. It felt like I was living in a blunt. Like, that's how much smoke it was. And so we used to hang out, and then we laughed a lot together. We used to walk around the streets of New York. We laughed a lot because Pac was silly. Right? Pac was just like he was a performing arts high school kid that of the ghetto. I'm the same way. I grew up in the projects.
Right.
Like I'm a project Negro. All this Hollywood stuff, that's not what I know.
Right. You didn't come from that.
16 years of my life raised in the institution, pretty much. So we all got along. Me, him, Omar, and it was like when we all got together, we can all laugh like kids. All the pressure, all the gangster, we just all laugh. We hang out. You know, and Pac, he always gonna be his thug self. He was always had a bishop in him, but he was such a multifaceted dude. And if you watch our interviews, we have old interviews, I used to make him laugh all the time, and he'd be silly with me. And, you know, and it's crazy. I remember I saw Pac was performing. He invited me down to Glam Slam.
Okay.
And he was performing with Biggie. There's a picture with Tupac and Biggie, the only picture I think of them two together. And if you look in the corner, I'm sitting in the background twisting my hair. Now the irony is, I saw Tupac in Vegas at the Luxor 20 minutes before he got shot. We saw him. I seen Suge in all these cars and thugs and reds, and I was like, I turned white. I was like, we shouldn't go over there. We can just wave from here. Hi, Pac. Omar's like, nah, we gotta go say what's up, pay our respects. And Pac was a huge star at this time. And I was like, you sure? This sure looks like a lot of trouble over there. And so I go over there, give him a hug, we all talk, kick it for 5 minutes, and the BMW pulls up. And me, Omar, and Mitchell, we get in a cab. And we pull off. And I'll never forget the look on Tupac's face as we pulled off. He's kind of just like looking at us like.
Maybe I should get in the car with you?
He looked like, man, I miss that freedom. I miss that fun. And he was just in this chaos. There was something, a part of him that wished that, it was like the innocence. He could just go with the innocence.
Right.
And go with the, and so we left. And then 20 minutes later, we heard he got shot. And then I saw Biggie 20 minutes before he got shot. We're leaving a party. We're going down the escalator. Or we're going up the escalator. And he was like, or down, he was like, yo, I love your family. I love y'all. Y'all make me laugh, bro. All the stuff you do, my buddy. He was just bigging us up. And he had I forgot what he had on, maybe a coochie sweater or whatever. And he was, we was talking. He was like, I love you. Dap me up. Good seeing you. Continued success, blah, blah, blah. And I know, Puff since college. Like, I know these brothers. I grew up in Hollywood. So we're leaving the party. I see him again, dap him up. My brother Keenan's in the party with me. He gets in his car. He has a drop top 500 Mercedes SL. I'm in my Range Rover, and we hear pop, pop, pop. Keenan's like, yo, go. And I remember his head as he went over the speed bump, and he pulled off. I went to go eat at Jerry's Deli. I'm friends with Tracy Lee, who was a rapper, and we was all eating over there, and we found out Big got shot. Went to the hospital. Saw Puff and all them outside, or Mark Pitts, all those guys I knew, crying, and I saw Biggie 20 before he got shot.
Wow.
So 20 minutes after this interview, nigga, you may get shot.
I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. They got no gun.
You 55 cent.
The Wayans Brothers show.
Yeah.
How do you guys get that picked up?
Well, Sean did a showcase for Warner Brothers and all these different places. He had a showcase at the Laugh Factory, and Warner Brothers wanted to sign him to a deal.
Okay.
So he goes to have the meeting, and I just had More Money come out. They said, what do you want to do? He goes, I always want to do a show with my brother Marlon. Right? And me and him was already working on the Wayans Brothers. And he was like, oh, Marlon from More Money and Let Me Come? The two of you? Great. And so we started developing the show. It was David Lee and Leslie Simon, and we sat there and we created the show together. And then we got to NBC, we got to the table read. And they didn't want John Witherspoon. They didn't want him. They thought he was too ghetto. They thought that John was too country, that he was too Detroit. You know that Detroit player, brother. John has a very, distinct personality,
exactly.
Bro. He was very, John the ghetto. They didn't want him as our father. Me and Sean was like, we don't want no other father. And they was like, either you replace the father or you don't get on our air. And we said, we're not replacing the father. And so NBC didn't pick us up. So then we're nowhere. And then WB is being created, and they need a flagship show. And we did this pilot called Wayans Brothers. And they was like,
We'll take it.
We'll take it. So me and Sean with John, we said, you gotta take John Witherspoon, bet. And from there, the Wayans Brothers.
You do realize to be on network television, and the only thing that you had to do in order to get on network television was to change a character. You know how many people would have changed that one character?
Yeah. But we have a loyalty and we have instincts, and you gotta trust your instincts. Without John Witherspoon, Wayans Brothers, me and Sean is always gonna be funny, but You need a triangle offense.
You need that dad.
You need that triangle offense. That every time we threw John the ball, we knew. We knew that was
Curry.
We knew it. He stepped. Or Clay. We knew it. Every time John, and we had the time of our lives. We laughed so much. We used to go to lunch together, and John, he's so country. John would order 2 chickens, and we was like, oh, cool. So you gonna split this with him? No, nigga, get your own. This all mine. No vegetables, this chicken. Me and Sean was calling him Chicken Man. And but man, we had so much fun. And he was like always telling me, Marlon, you need to get more keys. See, you need to have more keys. Don't just, you got this actor key, you got the producer key. See, now you want to be like a janitor where you go open up any door you want. You got to get you them keys. You need to get this stand-up key. And for years, I never did stand-up. I think because of fear. I think because I grew up in this household with all these comedians and I always felt intimidated. I always felt like, Damon, I'm never gonna match what Damon's doing. And I'm never gonna do what Keenan's been able to do. I can't do what Sean and Kim, everybody. When you do comedy, everybody, you tell stories from your life. I got 4 niggas already telling the stories of my life.
Yes.
So what do I have to say by the time I come along?
They don't beat you to the punch.
Exactly. But then you realize, oh no, that's their stories from their point of view. And as a comedian, as an individual, oh, I got my own stories. I got my own point of view. I got my own journey with my parents, and my relationship is different. I got each one of these brothers I could talk about and pull from. I went to performing arts high school.
Right.
I didn't do stand-up till later. I have a different journey. And so that now gives me complete confidence. But John used to always say, Marlon, you got the gifts. You need to go get them keys. And now that he's gone, I'm hitting them stages so hard because I'm like, John, I'm gonna get them keys. I'm gonna get these keys. I'm gonna go down as one of the greats because that inspiration. He's one of the people up there with my parents that I want to make proud, and God.
I'm looking at some of the guests that you've had on. You had Bernie Mac, Missy Elliott, Jerry Springer, Gary Coleman, Pam Grier, Monica, Kenny Lofton, Camacho, Busta Rhymes, Keith Sweat, En Vogue, Paul Abdul. Who are some of your favorite guests that you had on the Wayans Brothers?
Oh, damn, you didn't mention them so fast. I don't. Who was the first?
Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac. Okay, so Bernie Mac. People don't know this. Bernie Mac's first movie, Wayans, we put on a lot of people. We put on a lot of people because if you funny, we want to give you opportunity. You know, the first thing Bernie Mac did, Mo Money, he played a bouncer in Mo Money. Second thing he did, we put him in a movie. Don't Be a Menace. He played Officer Self-Hatred. Wow. Then we put him on Wayans Brothers. Then me and Bernie did Above the Rim together. Like, I love Bernie Mac. Me and Bernie was very tight. You know, I love that man, but I always knew, once again, I always knew he was gonna be funny. I always knew. So he was one of my favorites. I remember we would improvise something, and we'd have some kind of black joke or black in the hat, and then he'd walk out of the room and go, "Shut up, bitch." it would just kill. And he was one of my favorites, Busta Rhymes. We put on everybody that we are fans of.
Right.
En Vogue, we are fans of En Vogue, fans of Missy Elliott. It was good to act with them and work with them. And we always thought of it like I Love Lucy, you know, where she would have guest stars on, you know, that she was fans of or friends with. And, you know, I remember Buster came on and, you know, we was backstage, and after the show, we gambled. We was playing craps. And I think I beat Buster for like 7G. I think to this day, he's still pissed off at me. He killed them that night.
This is what I really want to know, because you were a part of it. Do you think we'll ever see an era of black sitcoms like we saw in the 90s? You had The Fresh Prince, you had Your Show, you had Martin, you had Jamie Foxx, you had Living Single, you had the Cosby, you had so many. Will we ever see that again?
I believe we can surpass that. I'm hopeful. You talk to a dreamer. Okay. You talk to somebody that understands positive affirmations.
Okay.
That you put that power in the universe. We ain't peaked. Black people, we just beginning.
Okay.
We just beginning. Now we gonna have some work to do because as long as we're not owning the networks and owning the airwaves and having the executives that get our humor, then we're gonna be minimalized and marginalized. So I'm hopeful that there's gonna be a new way of doing things.
Okay.
And I think we'll be able to do even more than what we did in the past because I think the talent nowadays, you know, there's some special people out there, and not just people, not just actors. Before Hollywood was raising actors. Since me and my brothers came along, and Robert Townsend and Eddie Murphy and all these people, like now, you got visionaries coming along. You got, you know, Issa Rae's, you got Jordan Peele's, you got visionaries. That's not just people that's just like, oh, I'm gonna act in something. You got me. Right. You got people that's like, no. I'm gonna craft something and produce something and create something that is of us.
The Kenya Burris's.
Yes, the Kenya Barrises. You know what I'm saying? We are visionaries. So we just gotta do more. We have to collectivize. We have to do more stuff together, empower each other, stop breaking each other down, right? Sometimes they don't know. You know, coming from a legacy, I understand how important it is to build each other, not break each other, right? We ain't crabs in a barrel, right? How can I help your platform? How can I help you out?
Right.
One day if I have a show, hey, can you come?
Yes.
I'd love to go talk with you and talk to you about your legendary career and all you've done and how you've grown as an industry and how you've grown from, I remember when you first came on the air. When you first came on, you could barely, boy, you were southern as hell. Who put this man out there, but the back of mouth and then dip out there, them dip. You was, and now you doing this, you doing vocal exercises before. I said, look at this man. He taking this craft serious. I said, go on, Sean. I was watching you.
Yeah.
But I'm proud to see the evolution, right? I'm proud to drink this.
Thank you.
I'm proud to come on this platform. I think we need to do more of this.
Right.
I don't believe I need to break you down to build me up because that's insecurity. I believe in love. And I'm gonna have a great journey and I'm gonna work with wonderful people and do wonderful things.
Explain to me and my audience, how does syndication work? Because you say it's like living...
They stopped that shit, damn it. After Seinfeld, they said, after Cosby, they said, no more niggas gonna get that much money ever.
So syndication was, you had to do what, 100 shows?
100 shows.
100 episodes.
100 episodes. I personally, I think if I do TV again, I want to go back to that model, for me.
Yeah.
I want to do sitcom. I want to do TV. I want to do.
But they won't syndicate you anymore?
I want to do it. I think it's still a model that is necessary. I think the brands need a place to go. I think the networks have given up and they've allowed the streamers to kill their business. See, we live in a greedy business and they try to compete with each other. I just feel like sometimes, let Netflix be Netflix.
Right.
Everybody ain't got to create that. You gonna kill your business to go try and do their business and spend all this money chasing their business when let them have their business. I like the syndication thing. I could do a Netflix or a stream. I've been very successful on all those. But I truly believe in the syndication thing. You do 100 episodes, maybe 200 episodes, and then you sell it market by market. And then you sell it to the streamers. There's a big business in it. I paid $3 million an episode. If I get $3 million back on the first run, then I'm recouping everything that I've made. And then the second run, and if I'm getting $1 million an episode for those 200 episodes, that's $400 million.
Right.
Right? You got to think about the business of the business. And now I just feel like our business is gobbling itself up and we need to break out of it, and get back to not everything being under one roof.
When did you realize that you could write? That you could really I can write, but I can write stuff that could become a movie. I could write things that can become a sitcom. When did you realize that you had that gift that you could really, really do this, Marlon?
I think when I wrote my first sketch I ever wrote on my own, was Shabba Ranks, Mr. Ugly Man.
Okay.
It was funny because I did Mr. Ugly Man, come on. And people get mad. Listen, man. Hey, y'all can't get mad over jokes. I'm like, if you're gonna get me mad about a joke, you better get in line. There's gonna be a lot of angry niggas out there. I remember I had to run. I was on the set of Living Color, and I was dodging Shabba Rank because he was on as a guest.
You ever run into Shabba?
Yeah, he was a guest on this show.
Oh, man. Keenan set you up. He set you
sure
up, man.
did, boy.
He set you up with
and when
that
I met him, I said, well, what do I do for now? Because when you do it to their face, it's mockery is the greatest form of flattery.
Right.
But doing my first sketch was like, okay, I can do this. Right. And then when we went through those 26 drafts, when we did Don't Be a Menace, I could do this. Then when we did Scary Movie, and we had to go do those 19 drafts. Now, for me, my specials now, my stand-up, I don't even write it down no more.
Really?
I'm like Jay-Z in the booth. I remember everything. I write it in front of the audience.
Right.
So I don't sit at home and go, this is what's funny. I go up with a concept and I go, all right, I'm gonna work this out right here in front of the audience and see where it takes me. And there's gonna be some quiet moments, but I'm gonna do that. And I started doing that when I did God Loves Me, which was all about the Will Smith, Chris Rock slap.
Right.
And I wrote the whole thing in my head in 3 months. And I didn't tour it for long. I toured it maybe 3-4 months, and then I filmed the special. And then after that, I was like, oh, wow, I'm in the Matrix. I just ate the red pill. I'm in the Matrix. Things is moving slowly. Like I see all these numbers, and I can put all these numbers together and create these formulas.
Right.
And now, good grief, same thing. I don't write it down. This new one that I'm working on, I'm on tour. Make sure you catch my tour, the Wild Child Tour, coming to a city near you this fall. You're gonna see, I'm not just up there telling jokes. I'm up there telling great stories. And it's like watching a movie because you got all these different characters and this hero that's going through this thing to get an elixir, and all along the way, it's just joke, 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 pop, 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 relentless. And then there's a little bit of heart, and then there's some spirit. I want you to come down and check me out. I wouldn't say I'm in a special place until I've really felt that. I've always been a humble man.
Right.
I've always been humble because I've been raised, I know what greatness is.
Yes.
I'm starting to see mine. Wow. You get to a point in your excellence through your work ethic, and you go, oh no, I know what I'm doing.
Scary Movie. Miramax.
Yeah.
That's Harvey. What people don't know, that was Harvey Weinstein's company.
Harvey Weinstein and his evil, ugly brother Bob. I'm gonna have to drink on this, man. Talk about it. Now see, you waited for 4 shots in for you to start getting juicy. And then this thing got real hot all of a sudden. Did you turn this up?
No.
This is the hot seat. What?
We can turn it down. We're gonna turn it down. So I read that Scary Movie that you guys got a really, really crappy deal out of that.
I think in Hollywood you always get crappy deals.
But that's not just your 7th or 8th deal. Maybe your first one.
I think the first one we got a crappy deal, definitely. But the second one, this first one was so big. We opened at $42 million.
Yes.
Which was unheard of.
Yes.
And they try to say for a black director that was a record breaker. No, that was a record for just a comedy director, period. And that's what I love about Keenan. Keenan was like, no, don't you put the black label on me. Don't you minimalize or marginalize my success by you trying to label it. Let's let that bleed so that other black people can know that there's not such a thing as just black success. Because black success has a ceiling. No, just success. And I just so happen to be black. Mm-hmm. And that's how he wrote. And, it was huge. So they was trying to make a deal for the second one the weekend of, because they seen the track and they know it was going to be huge. So we got a good deal on the second one. Right. We got a 20 against 20 deal, and then Miramax did what they did. I always say, they didn't just rape and molest women. They raped niggas too. Molested us in them deals. They were terrible people. Terrible people.
Did you know that was going on behind the scenes? Had you heard whispers of things that he was doing to women or people that were trying to get in position. Did you hear anything about that? Did you know anything like this was going on?
I hear things.
Right.
But, he never tweeted my book. Nigga never asked me for a foot massage. I'd have been like, man, we don't get the fuck out of here. But if I had heard, like, if I'd have known somebody, if somebody came to me, I would have pulled up on them. Hey, man, don't do that. I'm going to tell you how to do your business, but you ain't going to do that business to my people.
Right.
Don't do that. That's just not how you conduct your business. If you want people to be successful, you don't use your weight to try and get something from somebody. You should want people to be successful for themselves, and the feeling that you get is the fact that you help nurture them and make them successful. This other thing, that's toxic, but God comes for you. Mm-hmm. All the toxic things that you did to me and my family, when you took the franchise from us, took it from us. That was a franchise and then they stole the idea for the third one.
Right.
We as gentlemen, we walked away from the third one because it was like, well, first of all, they took it from us, put it in and gave it to somebody else because we couldn't make a deal. So they gave it to somebody else, and they didn't tell us. They read about it in the papers. We was like, okay, cool. So then that crapped out, because I'm gonna tell you something. You can try. You can try. You can't do Wayans shit without the Wayans.
Yeah.
You can try, but eventually you're gonna lose a lot of money. Because what we do is special. We have 200 years of comedy between me, Sean, and Keenan. Damon, Kim, we have a lot of years of excellence of what we do. You can't just put anybody on they're gonna just do it. You can't do what we do. Right. You can do a version. And so they did the third one, took the idea, we pitched them. Because we came to the table, we said, all right, if you want to do this, we're gonna get a $30 million deal. Because you made this much money on the first one, you made that much money on the second one, we're gonna get 30 against 30. All right? Okay, bet. We come in, Keenan has the meeting, pitches his idea. They go, we love it. We're gonna make an offer. They make an offer for what we made on the first one.
But hold on, you just said we're going to, okay, you got us on the first one. Mm-hmm. We did okay, 20 for 20 on the second one. We're going to do 30 for 30. Mm-hmm. Ain't no offer to be made. You already told us what we're going to get on the third one. Mm-hmm. How you going to make an offer?
Yeah, you feel that outrageous feeling that you feel?
Yeah.
That's what we felt. Times 3. So we was like, you know what? No. We told you what it was. You're not playing gentlemanly. So we went and pitched that movie, and we pitched White Chicks it was that movie and another movie. I think it was White Chicks.
Yeah.
To 5 other places. Everybody bid. So then they come and go, okay, we're gonna come over the top, and we're gonna pay you, I think it was like a 20 against 20 deal, whatever. And
but you got that on the second
22 against 22. And we was like, no, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go do this movie with Joe Roth and Revolution. And they took the idea, and I was like, oh, fuck you. So they took the idea, they hired the Zucker brothers, and they brought them on to do Scary Movie 3 based on the idea that we told them. Now, you got that one off. Part 4 didn't do as well. Because now,
you ain't got the Marlon, you ain't got the Wayans idea.
Yeah, the first one, you could fool the audience. They see Anna, they see Regina, they're like, oh, okay. And then they get to like, hey, whoa, this don't, I like Regina and I love Kevin, I love Anthony, but this don't taste like Wayans. Then you do the 4th one, diminishing returns. Then you do the 5th one. And the 5th one, I was doing Haunted House at the time. I showed Haunted House to them because I was looking for distribution. They were trying to buy it and shelve it, but they tried to take the ideas that I had in Haunted House and apply it to Scary Movie 5. But you don't know the formula. So they offered, we said no. I took it to, what was the name, Open Road, and we got, what was named another company to give us the marketing budget, Endgame, and I made that movie for $1.5 million. It opened to $19 million, which is huge.
Yeah.
Went on to make $70 million worldwide. Scary Movie 5 or 6, whatever it was, it died. And they spent a lot of money to make that movie. Now, that money that you spent making that movie, you could have saved you some money and made some money.
And you could have recouped the money that you spent making the movie.
All you gotta do is pay the professionals that do it. And I'm not asking you for anything that's crazy. I'm just asking for you to respect what the craft is and what we know how to do. I want to all make money together. And then, but God is everywhere, right? So we didn't retaliate. We did nothing with it like this.
You didn't file no lawsuit like he did?
We should have. We should have. We didn't. Go like this. All good. We go on, made our money. White Chicks made another classic. Little Man made another classic. We do our thing.
Right.
Fast forward to, sometimes you ain't got to do nothing because God's going to do it all.
Let him handle it.
God's revenge, when God comes for you, you got to trust God. You don't retaliate. Vengeance is mine. They took Miramax, this company Miramax. Disney took it. Then they had the Weinstein Co. And then all this stuff started going down with the rape allegations, and they took that company too. And now your brother's in jail and you ain't in the business. I didn't have to do nothing.
Right.
All you had to do was be good businessmen.
Right.
We asked for nothing. We did nothing wrong to you.
We didn't ask for nothing. We didn't ask for anything that we didn't earn.
But sometimes they get mad that a black man has a nerve to ask for what his money's supposed to be. Don't you tell me what I'm supposed to make. This is what my value is. And if you want that, then you're going to have to pay me what I'm worth. And if not, hey man,
I'm gonna keep it moving.
I ain't got no beef. And we just didn't make a deal. It's all love. I'm gonna take these great ideas and go somewhere else. Right. But don't be mad that you had to pay me for what I feel my worth is.
Can I ask you about this? Because people be asking me about it. These Hollywood parties. Marlon, you been to the Hollywood parties. What's going on at these Hollywood parties?
I left early.
Because people think that.
I've been to plenty Diddy parties. I left early. I swear to you, I've never seen
the stuff that they claim to be going on.
I never seen it. I never, those aren't the type of parties that I go to. I don't frequent those type of parties. And even if I go, like I said, I've never seen any of this. I'm like, when I hear about it, when did that happen? Yes. At what time did this go down? Because I was there till 3:30. You mean 3:32? So they waited for me to leave? Like, all right, good. That Wayans nigga's gone. He talked too much. I've never seen it. Never seen nothing. I see drugs, I don't be seeing I'm not a man that's about the gangbangs and the this and that.
Yeah.
If I party, I like my own party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if I'm me and, back in the day, it'd be me and some chicks. It'd be me and some chicks. I don't need me, some chicks, and some dicks. Nah, this is my party. It's my swell.
Ain't no Amtrak going on.
It's all love. This a love session here. Go. But I no Amtraks. Because that'll get you in trouble.
Yeah.
I see the forest through the trees. Because I got God in my life.
Right.
I got my daddy in my life. I got my mama. Don't do that.
Yep.
Now you know better.
Yep.
Everything that you do one day can come back to haunt you, so you gotta be careful how you show up. I don't have no blemishes on my NASCAR. I am brand clean. I don't go to jail. I don't do DUIs because I don't drink and drive. If I'm gonna have me a drink, I don't care where I'm at. I'm gonna call me an Uber.
Right.
I don't drink and drive. I don't get into silly
beef,
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do that. I don't carry jewelry or nothing of value because I don't want to give you a reason to want to rob me. I got nothing. You want a credit card? Go for it, man. You got 20 minutes. Have at it.
Right.
Go rock out before I have to call in this. Someone stole my car. I don't drive fancy cars like Rolls Royces and no, I got a Prius. No, I got not a Prius. I ain't that cheap. Yeah. I got one car. I got two cars. I got a 1994 Range Rover.
94? And it's still operational?
Sure is. Only 50,000 miles on it. 1994 Range Rover.
Wow.
And I have a Tesla that I'm about to drive over a cliff. I don't like what he be saying about his trans child. It make me mad. You don't treat them babies like that. You don't disown your babies. Yeah, that was your sperm weird. It ain't they fault.
Yeah.
Elon, your sperm weird. It's okay to have weird sperm. I got it too, man. Shit. Love your child. So my point is, I watch how I conduct myself, because I'm not just doing this for me. I have to answer to God. I got to answer to my brothers. I have to answer to my legacy. I can't act a certain way. I have to answer to black people. I have to answer to kids that want to be like me. There's a lot for me to answer to. There's a bunch of people that want to come laugh and feel good, and I owe it to my fans to walk through this life and be an example as best as I can. Now, I will go on my runs. I will curse out United Airlines.
Yeah.
I will. When I'm mistreated, I'ma talk bad about you. But if I don't have to, I'ma refrain. But I watch my conduct. You have to watch your conduct. So I don't go to those parties like that. I've been to parties, but like I said, I never saw nothing. I'd be so surprised when I hear certain things. Like, that happened?
Yeah. Where was I when that happened?
Exactly.
Hello, I'm Shannon Sharp, and I'm a Rose sponsor. Do you want hotter, more spontaneous sex? Rose Sparks can help. Sparks offer dual-action prescription treatment that's giving men stronger and harder erections. Rose Sparks works faster than other treatments because they're dissolved under the tongue and go directly to the bloodstream. Why does that matter? Because now when the mood is right, he'll be ready. No more waiting for that pill to kick in. Plus, Rose Sparks stays active in your system for up to 36 hours. But when you get aroused, hey, you get hard without waiting. With Rose Sparks, guys can get more confidence in bed, more satisfaction for their partners, and more control when it's sexy time. Rose connects guys with a medical provider 100% online. There's no awkward conversation with an in-person doctor. If approved, treatment ships directly to the door. To find out if a prescription for Rose Sparks are right for you, connect with a provider at ro.co/Shay. URL, that's ro.co/Shay.
White chicks. Did you?
Were they at that party? A few.
Did you think White Chicks was gonna, when you're making White Chicks, obviously you and Sean, I think you, Sean, and you said Keenan and a couple other people was writing this movie, and you're like, okay, yeah, this blah, 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 blah. So when you're shooting this movie, obviously you're getting laughs. Did you think it was gonna do this?
Yeah. We was like, it's special. Nobody's done it. I mean, you have to understand, that was the hardest movie Sean and I ever did.
Yeah.
To act in with two black men playing two white girls.
Right.
It's supposed to be summertimes in the Hamptons.
Yes.
We're filming wintertime in Vancouver. We're doing 7 hours of makeup. We got these big ass feet and these little fucking heels.
Right.
Bunions was popping. Thongs. Like, you understand? Then when they put these contacts in, that was the worst. Hair going in your mouth. 7 hours of makeup. And then after that, in order to get the movie done, me and Sean pushed our call time. We did something called forced call.
Okay.
So you're normally supposed to work a complete 12-hour day, and then you got to send the actors home so they can sleep, and that's called getting your turnaround. Right. We pushed our turnaround. So we would do 7 hours of makeup, and then from the time we got out of makeup, say we went in makeup at 3 a.m, and we finished makeup by 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, we start filming, and we film till 12 o'clock at night. Go home, get 3 hours sleep, come back, do it again. This movie was so hard, but we knew we had something special. We knew the set pieces. We know this, that Wayans shit. We know, man, 200 years of comedy. This is going to be, and I thought when once again, my brother Sean's underrated. He came up with the idea for White Chicks. This man called me up 2 o'clock in the morning. I think this nigga was high off green tea. He said, Marlon, we should play 2 white girls. I said, Sean, you need to live with green tea. I'm taking my black ass to sleep. Next day he comes to the house. He's like, no, we got to do it. And I think it was Rick bought over FHM magazine, or Sean bought over FHM magazine. And on the cover was Nikki and Paris Hilton. And he was like, these are the girls that we got to play. And he said, I was watching this movie, Some Like It Hot. Boom. So we watched Some Like It Hot. Like the Matrix. He was like,
that's it.
I see it. Instead of criminals, we're going to play cops. instead of 2 white guys playing 2 white girls, we're gonna play two black men playing white girls. Instead of the little guy in the movie that's chasing around Jack Lemon's character, we're gonna make him one of them big ass football niggas that love white girls, who in their whole terminology, man, it's snowing in here. Who says it snows in April, man? You know, look at that big white one over there. That's the abominable snowman. There was a character me and my brother used to do all the time. So that's who we hired Terry Crews as.
Right.
And then all the girls, the dance numbers, we knew, and it's so much so I had such a good time. I still found time to hang out with the cast because I loved all those girls. We had such a good time. To the point to where me and my brother were staying in Yaletown. We had this dope townhouse.
Right.
We moved. We shut that townhouse down and we moved to the crappy ass Sutton Hotel just so we could be around the cast, so we could party with them more. Wow. And we knew that was going to be a special movie. And you know, to this day, people like the stigma of you wearing a dress and the white man that got you wearing a dress and no, you got it twisted. The white man got me wearing a dress. I didn't do this to try and get in Hollywood. This was something that we created because we said this would be funny.
Right.
Black people, black artists, stop minimalizing your creativity. We should do it all. Physical comedy, we should do drama, we should do, you know, romantic comedy. You gotta do slapstick. We should be able to cover all forms of our expression of comedy, because white people don't do that. White people don't sit there and go, man, look at Dustin Hoffman wearing that dress.
Robin Williams.
Look at Robin Williams wearing a dress. There you go. Robin Williams wearing a dress again.
Didn't Dustin Hoffman win an award? He won. Did he win?
Black people get skewered and scrutinized. White people win statues. Robin Williams won a Golden Globe for Mrs. Doubtfire. Dustin Hoffman won an Oscar for Tootsie. And do you see any white people screaming that about them? Black people, we have been so hurt and so damaged through slavery and all that we've been through that we think we have to uphold ourselves a certain way. The best way we can uphold ourselves is to support each other. Don't be crabs in a barrel trying to break each other down. They do that. It's been in our psyche for years. When does it stop? When does it stop? This is what we do. We're gonna use our airwaves to break each other down and to build each other up. Nah, man. No, that's not why we wear dresses. Ain't a gay bone in my body. Gayest thing about me is my daughter. You know what I'm saying? But and honestly, and not to say that I'm not a homophobe either. I got gay friends. I'm comfortable enough as a man that I can wear a dress and still feel like a man.
Right.
I'm doing comedy. So I'm gonna continue to do comedy. And when you do it right, you know when you do it right. You know why black people ain't mad at Robert Downey Jr. for doing the character in Tropic Thunder? Because he was funny. He was funny. He didn't downplay black people. He just did the black guy. He felt like he was in character. Right. And it was funny, and it came from a good place. Right. So black people ain't mad at that. It wasn't like he was making fun and mockery of us. Right. When we did White Chicks, right? Mockery is the greatest form of flattery. You want to tell a good joke? The person that you're making fun of, they should laugh the loudest. You know who loved the White Chicks the most?
White people.
White Chicks. Black people loved it too, but that was why the movie's a classic movie. And you know, it's sad, you know, that we haven't done a sequel. But see, there's a difference between when we do sequels and when they do sequels. And I'm not that guy to be like, the white man, this and the, you know, I don't complain. I just do my work, man. Right? I'm too busy creating and being a force to sit there and lick my wounds and look at doors and beg them to throw out a bone.
Would you be willing to do a sequel?
Yeah, but
this is it'll go over.
When Tom Cruise do a sequel to a hit movie, they go, here's $50 million with 50% of the back end. Niggas do a sequel to a movie like, can you do the same movie for half the budget and you make a quarter of what you made the first time? What kind of math is this? If we're doing a sequel, Wasn't it successful? I got to make a bigger, better movie, and I'm not going to cheat the audience. I'd rather not do it and let the classic just be a classic.
Let it marinate.
Right, and in the meantime, I'll create something new and create a new classic, and we'll form a different business based on that. But if you want to bring somebody back to a classic thing and a classic franchise, and you got to make it bigger and better, then I can't creatively marginalize myself by the financials not adding up.
There's a situation, and White Chicks, I had Monique on, and Monique said you guys stole one of her jokes. What is this thing about joke stealing?
I love Monique. I love my sister. When she goes out for her money and things like that, I get your money, sis.
Right.
If you feel that your value is that,
Get it.
I hope you get every last single dollar, and I hope they put another $1 million on top of it.
Right.
Magical performance in Precious. Monique's super talented, man. And but when it comes to like stealing her joke, no, I don't need to steal joke. That's an old joke. That's like a knock-knock joke. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not a specific joke.
Right.
That joke been around for years. I never even saw it. It was just something we was like on set and was like, oh, you know what'd be funny? If we did the baby powder.
Right.
But I would never steal. I wouldn't steal anybody's joke. I think it's a crime to steal jokes. I don't steal. That diminishes my returns as a writer. I'd rather punch your joke and gift you that. I go watch comedians sometime.
Right.
If I'm watching your set and you're about to go, I go, hey, you should try this right here. Blah, blah. All right, good. You stole my joke. That's why, for me now, if it ain't personal, I ain't doing it.
Right.
I do sets that's about my pain. And I go, what's funny about my pain? Because it's part therapy and it's part, that's where the best humor comes from. And so you can't steal my pain. You can't steal my life. I have a personal journey. If you hear somebody go, man, I'm the youngest of 10 kids, nigga, is you? So, no, I would never steal a joke. I love Monique. Respects to Monique. I love you, sis, but no, that's not how it went down.
You mentioned earlier your daughter.
Yeah. Hold on, let me get a drink. But this is a drink of celebration, homeboy. Yeah. How about that? My child.
Your child. I saw on social media where you was like, and people, I think.
I need you to get drunk with me here. I want you to start slurring. I want the old Shannon Sharp back before you became articulate. That thumb there, to mom your daughter. I like how you put it right back in the place where it's branding. Yeah. Get your mark on.
When your child was growing up, did you notice anything that wasn't normal of that was specific to that child's gender? Did you notice anything?
No. Well, they were always different. I noticed that they always had, like, there was always a girl there was this kid when she was coming up, Geraldine, and she would just be like, she did it again. What'd she do? I said hi, and she didn't say hi. Right. And she had this thing with this Geraldine girl, and it wasn't till later, that she explained to me that she had a crush on Geraldine. Mm-hmm. And that's why she would say, I was saying hi to her. I was just trying to express that I liked her. Mm-hmm. And this was when my child became an adult. And I was like, oh, so all these people that you had these beeps and these gripes with was girls that you actually had
liked
crushes on. So my mind was always a little different. She always, you look at little pictures of her when she's little, we go Google, and she's like, the nigga always had a secret, like. And so there were signs. I think her mother saw it more than I did. And so I think that's why the transition was harder on me, because I was the last to know. But as hard as it was, I think that it's not important. It's important what you went through, the 5 steps of grief. Mm-hmm. But I think it's important that you get to acceptance. And I'm proud to say it took me a week.
A week?
A week. And it felt like forever. It felt like 5 years. One very hard week. And this was happening at a time when my mother was dying. My mother died. My father was sick. couple of my friends, people I love, had brain aneurysm. John Witherspoon died. 57 people I love died. I was broken. And then it was the other weight on top of me. Like, what do you mean? You're transitioning to what? And then for 1 week, I was resistant. And I'm proud to say, I'm not proud of the things that I went through, but I'm proud that I got there in a week. And I'm sad to say some parents and some family members and some people, it'll take them a lifetime.
Yeah.
And they'll never get to that magical place that I'm at, which is just acceptance. Still my child, man. Right. That's my baby.
Because I think sometimes, Marlon, the hardest thing as a parent, you have an expectation of what you think your child should or shouldn't be.
Yeah, but see, what's beautiful is God will break you. We all got to answer to God. Mm-hmm. And so this wasn't for them. This was for me. You are not me, young man. I am God. You are not me. I designed this the way I want to. The only thing you can do is get this lesson, unconditional love. Now apply that to your life. Feel your freedom, feel your lightness. That's for you. And I feel great, golden. God is, I say God all the time,
right? Because
I know He's real.
You just welcomed the child.
Yeah.
50 plus, single.
Hey, nigga,
I read that you said, hold on.
I made my own grandbaby. Leave me alone. You think this little trans child's gonna give me a baby? I don't know what's going on with their organs, what's popping. Birth me a baby out of her dick. I don't know what.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I think I